What's up, guys? Teambeige here, and today we are back with another video. And today I am bringing you my guys and gals and thems, a Maliss deck profile and combo video post Supreme Darkness. So I really like Maliss a lot. As y'all know, I brought Yugioh to a regional recently, where I got my invite, and I feel super great about that. But I haven't forgotten about Maliss. I really like Maliss a lot, and it's definitely a deck I'm considering to bring to YCS Orlando, which I'm super hyped for. And if you're going, you should say hi to me when I'm there. And so I'm considering like a lot of options, but I wanted to bring you guys a deck profile as well as a couple combos for the Maliss deck using some new cards from Supreme Darkness. Let's get right into it. A lot of these are very standard, so I'm not going to be going over the specific Maliss cards. I'm mostly going to go over anything that's kind of new and then maybe talk about some stuff along the way. So we're going to do the standard Dormouse combo where you just open one Dormouse, and we're going to get this show started. So we're going to start by normal summoning Dormouse, and then go Dormouse effect, banishing White Rabbit. White Rabbit effect, we're going to special summon itself back, paying 300, and we're going to go and set our TB11. Next, we're going to summon Haggard, banish Dormouse, and then we're going to link these for our Red Ransom. Red Ransom effect is going to get our Maliss in Underground, and then we're going to activate TB11, banishing Red Ransom, summoning Chessy Cat. Red Ransom effect, paying 900 to special summon itself, and banishing Dotscaper. And then here we're going to make our IP Masquerena, using the Chessy Cat and the Dotscaper. This is kind of where the combo diverges a bit from the old one. Normally we make Link Decoder with the Chessy Cat or the Dotscaper, but instead we're making IP, and then we're going to use IP Masquerena and our Red Ransom to make our White Binder. White Binder effect on summon is going to banish our Chessy Cat and our TB11 just so we can have something in the banish for our Heart Scripter on the crackback. And then we're going to go ahead and use our Chessy Cat effect to special summon itself back. Next, we're going to use White Binder's effect to set our GWC from our deck to our field. And then we are going to go ahead and link these two for a Nightmare Griffin. Griffin's been kind of been used in like the Fiendsmith Maliss deck, and we're using it now in this deck because we got a cool little combo to cheat this out. Thing to note, it's a Fiend. We're going to next activate our Maliss in Underground, and we're going to go ahead and banish our White Binder from the graveyard, and then we're going to use the effect, special summoning itself back and drawing one random piece of non-engine. And then here, we're going to go ahead and link for the new monster out of Supreme Darkness, and that is Yugioh, the Lightless Shadow. So this card takes two monsters, including a Fiend monster, which was our White Binder and our Griffin. And then during the main phase, quick effect, you can discard one card, then activate one of these effects. Destroy one card on the field, or banish this card until the end phase, and if you do, special summon one light or dark monster from your graveyard. During your standby phase, you can draw cards equal to the number of different monster types among the monsters in your grave, then place the same number of cards from your hand on the bottom of the deck in any order. You can only use each effect of Yugioh once per turn. We don't care about the draw effect right now. What we care about is the Reborn. So in our main phase still, we're going to activate our Yugioh, and we're going to discard our... Potentially, we can discard the card we drew if it was like a piece of non-engine that we don't need, or if it's just like a duplicate of something. This is just to kind of show that this is one card combo. So we're going to activate our Yugioh, and we are going to special summon our Nightmare Griffin to the center zone. Now, this is the fun thing. We're going to basically try and Griffin lock people. And summon all our guys to link zones, and kind of like create some problems for our opponent. They're gonna have to, if they're on Yugioh, they have to go X to negate. If they do have Imperm, that's a little bit unfortunate, but we're gonna go ahead and make summon back our Griffin. Then during the end phase, we're gonna go ahead and bring back our Yugioh, and then we're gonna go and pass the turn. On the opponent's turn, we're gonna go ahead and use our GWC. This, I think, is maybe the preferred order you want to do this, for it to all be off one card, but you can, like, basically, you should interact with them in, like, the order that makes sense for your game. So we're going to go ahead and use our GWC, summoning our White Binder, getting 2,300, and then go White Binder effects, banishing Red Ransom and White Rabbit, and then use both of their effects to summon themselves back, and then we're going to go ahead and use White Rabbit to set our MTP-07, and then our Red Ransom to go ahead and search for our Maliss and Underground. Why I said you can, in this order, it like works for one card is because now we're going to go ahead and use our Yugioh, and then Yugioh's going to discard Underground, banishing itself, summon our IP Masquerena, and then go IP effect linking away itself in White Rabbit for our SP Little Knight to create an interruption, and then we have our MTP, which can banish the White Binder, to banish a card, another card in the field, summon White Binder, and then draw. So that's it for the first combo. It's all off one card, which is our Dormouse. The same combo works for, basically everything works the same if you were to use White Rabbit. So I'm only going to be showing you guys a couple combos because I think like we know these combos essentially. It's just like very slight changes to them. So we're going to go ahead and look at the next combo, which I'll be back in a few. See ya. All right, and we're back with our next combo, and this one is Engage plus Dormouse. This creates a pretty strong board with a lot of gas. In my opinion, the end board's a little bit awkward, but it gives you a lot of interruptions. So we're just going to get through it. We're going to start doing, again, normal stuff, activating Engage, getting our Hornet Drones, and then we're going to go Hornet Drones, and get our token, Hornet Drone token into Kagari, and then Kagari effect is going to add back our Hornet Drones. Next, we're going to get summon our Dormouse, Dormouse effect banishing White Rabbit effect, we're going to special itself back, setting our TB11. And then we're going to go ahead and link into our Red Ransom. Red Ransom effect on summon is going to go and get our Maliss and Underground. And then we're going to go ahead and activate our Hornet Drones to summon the token. And we're going to activate our TB11, banishing Red Ransom and summoning our Chessy Cat. Red Ransom effect on summon, we are going to special summon itself back. And then we're going to banish our Dotscaper. Dotscaper effect, summon itself back. And then here we're going to link our token and our Dotscaper into our IP Masquerena, like the first combo. And then we're going to go ahead and link our IP and our Chessy Cat into our White Binder. White Binder effect, banishing TB11, Chessy Cat, and Dormouse. And then we're going to trigger both Dormouse and Chessy Cat. And we're going to summon themselves back to the field. White Binder effect is going to set our GWC06 for the interruption on the opponent's turn. We're going to link our Dormouse into a Link Decoder, and then we're going to link our Link Decoder, White Binder, and Chessy Cat into a Hearts Cryptor. We're going to use the effect of Link Decoder to summon itself back, and then we're going to go ahead and link our Hearts Cryptor and our Link Decoder away for our Nightmare Griffin. Next, we're going to go ahead and link our Red Ransom and our Nightmare Griffin into our A-Bow. And to main, we're going to go A-Bow effect, summon back Griffin, pitching the Underground. Ideally, if you can if you can activate the Underground, it'd be good to then pitch something else. I found in this combo I had a lot of extra bodies, and we wouldn't if we had banished the White Binder there, we would be kind of stuck because we wouldn't be able to necessarily make our A-Bow with 3 link 3, so it's like a little silly. But so we're pitching the Underground right now. Ideally, you can pitch something else. You can also just activate Underground and not banish anything. Next, we're going to go ahead and go to the end phase, summon back our A-Bow, and then I'm going to show you the ideal way to use your interactions that lets you kind of get everything. It is kind of maybe not the best, but it'll show you guys here. So assuming we have another card in hand, we're going to activate our A-Bow, and A-Bow is going to pitch itself, summoning back our IP Masquerena. Next, we're going to activate GWC06, and we're going to summon our White Binder, gaining its life back. And then we're going to go White Binder effect, banishing our Red Ransom and our Hearts Cryptor. Then we're going to use the effect of Hearts Cryptor and Red Ransom to summon themselves back, paying 18. And then as Chain Link 3, we're going to use the effect of IP Masquerena to link summon to clear up some zones, and you'll see why in a minute. We're going to go ahead and link our IP with our binder into our SP Little Knight, which you're probably thinking, that SP's not pointing anything right now. It will in a moment. We're going to go ahead and summon back our Hearts Cryptor and our Red Ransom on resolution of the chain. And so now SP is pointing to, or Hearts Cryptor is pointing to SP, allowing it to use the banish effect. We're going to go ahead and use our SP to banish, also with Red Ransom, we're going to banish the White Rabbit. That's how we're getting to our MTP. So we're going to go SP effect to banish, Red Ransom to search, and then White Rabbit to special. White Rabbit's going to summon itself to the field. Red Ransom's going to get ourselves a card, and then SP is going to banish something, and then White Rabbit's going to set our MTP 07. So that is it for the Engage plus White Dormouse combo. Again, I think it gives you a lot of bodies, which is really nice. There's almost an argument to maybe just hold the Hornet Drones for if you get Nibiru'd, or like some weird extender. You could maybe go Engage like add Widow, which seems weird, but like you get a lot of bodies in this combo, which is really nice. And you kind of just play it as if it was the first combo. but just modify it a little differently. So that's it for the Engage combo. I'm going to show you guys one more combo using a new card from Supreme Darkness. See you in a minute. All right, so we are back with another combo, and this is going to be with the new card Template Skipper. This card was made for Maliss. It's kind of like a 4-mode skipper retrain, and I'm going to go ahead and read the effects. You can special summon this card from your hand to a zone a Cyber Link monster points to. You can only special summon him once per turn this way. During your main phase, you can banish a Cybers monster from your hand or grave, and if you do, this card can be treated as Link material with the same name as the banished monster if used for a Link summon this turn. You can only use each effect once per turn. So basically, it lets you copy a thing like 4-mode skipper. But I'm going to show you guys what you can do with Dormouse and Template Skipper. We're going to start by going normal summoning our Dormouse, and then I am going to use the effect of our Dormouse, banishing our White Rabbit. White Rabbit effect is going to special summon itself, and then summon our set our TB11. And then here, we're going to go ahead and link our 2 monsters for an IP Masquerena. This combo, I was like trying to do a little bit best to play around Nibiru, because what you could normally do is link like normal, like do what you do if you have a Bestial and a Maliss name, and so like normal, no effect or whatever, summon a Link 1 and then Bestial banish, and you could basically do that with Template Skipper, but that I found played into Nibiru a little bit. This kind of doesn't, not really. So this was the combo that I kind of like settled on in my head. So now that we have a Cybers Link monster, we're going to go ahead and summon our Template Skipper from the hand. This is not an activated effect, by the way, to special summon. I don't know why I did that. And then we're going to use our Template Skipper on the field, and we're going to banish our Dormouse from the grave. Dormouse effect, we're going to go on ahead and summon itself back since we haven't used that yet. And we're going to link our Template Skipper, because it's now considered Dormouse, and in our IP Masquerena for our Red Ransom. Red Ransom effect is going to go ahead and get our Maliss in Underground, and then we're going to go ahead and activate our TB11, banishing Red Ransom, and summon our Chessy Cat. Red Ransom effect, we're going to go ahead and summon itself back, and then banish our Dotscaper. See how we're getting ourselves into kind of like a similar scenario with the last combo. Instead of the token, we have our Dormouse, and we're summon Dotscaper back. Next, we're going to link Chessy for a Link Decoder, and then we're going to link our Link Decoder, Dotscaper, and Dormouse for our White Binder. White Binder Chainlink 1, Link Decoder Chainlink 2, summon itself back, and we're going to banish our TB11 and Chessy Cat. I just banished Chessy Cat just so we'd have like more kind of stuff in the banish to use. White Binder effect, we're going to go ahead and set our GWC06, and then we're going to go ahead and link the Link Decoder and the White Binder for our Nightmare Griffin. Nightmare Griffin effect, we are going to... That was a misclick. I've been doing that a lot. I've found it's just like clicking declare when I'm just trying to summon the freaking thing. So we're going to go ahead and link our Red Ransom and our Nightmare Griffin for our A-Bow, and then A-Bow is going to pitch our Maliss in Underground, summon the Griffin, do the whole same scenario as last time. So it's again the same 1-card combo essentially with the Template Skipper. You can activate the Underground if you want. This just gives you another card. So yeah, we're going to go and use our GWC, summon White Binder effect to banish Red Ransom and Rabbit, effects to summon both back, and then we're going to use our Rabbit to set our MTP07 and search our Maliss in Underground off Ransom. Here, what you can also do is then use the A-Bow to discard the Underground and then summon IP effect go into SP, and that's pretty much all she wrote. So that's it for the combos, guys. I'm going to show you guys the deck profile. All right, and for the deck profile, this is what I would consider playing based off of some testing and like just preliminary ideas looking at the format with the release of Supreme Darkness. I really wanted to have a decent amount of hand traps into the Fiendsmith Ryziel deck because I think that deck is incredibly strong. I think with the release of Eclipse Twins, it makes the detonator a bit more sticky to deal with, and so I've kind of like swapped some stuff around, and some things are sort of trying and testing still, but this should maybe be a good template moving into this upcoming format and the YCS if you're going to it. We're going to start with the main engine. We're playing 3 Dormouse, pretty standard, 3 White Rabbit, and then 2 Chessy Cat. This is kind of like the exception that I'm making by playing the Template Skipper. I'm not sure if you necessarily need the Template Skipper. The cool thing you can do with Template Skipper, though, is if you like normal summon a name and then you get Lanciad, you can special Template Skipper once you make like a Lingariba or something, and then go Splash Mage summon White Binder, and then White Binder can set you your trap. So that's still something. So I think this is like worth considering playing if you get to that scenario, but it is a one of, so it's like kind of weird. But yeah, so 2 Chessie, and then 3 Underground, 1 of each trap, Dot Scaper, the Template Skipper, Terraforming, and our Gold Sarcophagus. And then for the Striker engine, we're playing 3 Engage, 1 Hornet Drones, and 1 Widow Anchor. I think the Striker cards are like fairly decent at breaking boards-ish. You can use them going second just to kind of like force interruptions, and I think searching Engage off Thrust is really strong. And it's worth, I think, testing. And I think just with Lancia being around, Lancia's kind of been like the card that's been like looming over my head. Like when I think about the other Molcharmies like Nialis and Perulia, I don't get like too worried because, you know, it's at best those are, when you get Nialis, you're gonna like get, they're gonna get like 2 draws, which isn't like the worst thing in the world you can like possibly deal with, because especially with how much gas you have, it's just kind of, if you know, Lancia really is the problem. So I think having these like kind of alternative engines to kind of get you into your like a half board is like kind of important. So that's for the main engine. For the non-engine, we're playing 3 Fualos, just high impact hand trap. 4 Bestials. You could play 3 Juroswarm. I'm kind of messing around with Baldrake, just as another name, and also to use the tribute effect to then banish something is pretty nice, especially into the Mitsurigi board, or if they summon like Amino or something off their ritual, or summoning the Feral Imps, because if you banish the Feral Imps then off with Baldrake, then they can't summon it back with Twins Eclipse. 3 Imperm. I think Imperm is just solid. You need something for like Duo Drive, and for the like some of the for the Duo Drive, for the Feral Imps on summon, not when they use the effect, on summon. And then just hitting like in stuff in the mirror is also pretty fine. Like you don't want to trigger Thrust and Talents. I think Thrust and Talents are like fairly decent as well. I'm still figuring out ratios for Thrust and Talent like exactly. Hence why like this isn't at a higher amount. But I think like this is fine. You don't have like, I think these work in the main. I think these work better going second than they do going first, because going first you're really just setting like one of these or Imperm, but if you get like Nibbed or Bestialed, then you can Talons. The one thing about this deck, so I think like the Abao is quite nice as like an interruption or to set up the Griffin lock. The only thing, the issue with the Terahertz is it takes a lot to set it up and then provide interruptions for later rather than kind of like now. And also D-Save Worm is a dark. But I think one thing you want to be careful about though is that Griffin is also a light. So like Bestials will work against the Griffin. So I think if you are playing this, you want to Bestial the whatever target they're going to summon. I think the Griffin is possibly the harder one to deal with in the mirror rather than the IP. So I think Bestials are going to be really good into like this end board a little bit. But they're also really good into Fiendsmith Ryzeal. They're good into Mitsurigi Ryzeal. You hit the Amino or just any of the rituals that are trying to summon themselves back. Bestials I think are going to be really great. 3 Droplet. So personally, I'm kind of liking Droplet right now over something like Eclipse. Just because if they go Eclipse, or if you activate Eclipse into like a detonator and they have Eclipse, Twins Eclipse attached, it's going to get confusing. They can pop itself and then summon itself back, attach, and then that's another attach. So it like doesn't necessarily do the problem because of your like, you have enough stuff to kind of use Droplet a little bit freely, like your Engage, your Widow Anchor, your Drones, Thrust, Talons, Imperm, get some stuff out of your hand. As weird as that sounds, dodge Imperms, dodge targeted interruptions. So I think Droplet is fairly decent. For the extra deck, 1 Lingaribo, he's just a guy, and also sometimes there's a combo also with Template Skipper combo, where instead of making the IP, you go Dormouse into this, and then you just kind of like dodge with that. 1 IP Masquerena for the interruption, Kagari for the engine, Link, Spider for if you get Nibiru'd, Link Decoder for combo, Haggard for combo, SP, Splash, Dark for the mirror, and for Bestials, which I think will be pretty strong if you take a Magnute, and then you can search your Bestials. White Binder, obvious. Red Ransom, obvious. Cryptor, obvious. And then we're playing 1 access code to break boards, 1 Griffin for the lock, and then 1 Abao for the lock. I think one thing to note is also, this is an interruption where it's a non-targeting pop on the field, which I think is pretty good. So if you don't summon your IP, but you still make this, you could still use it for that, which is really good. For the side deck, this is all like experimental, but this is like, should be a template. 3 Shifter. Shifter's just going to be good into Fiendsmith Ryzeal, and kind of like anything rogue. It's just like, it's so good. You just take out the droplets, and it's like, it's so easy at that point. 3 Lancia for the mirror. Obvious. Also, like, Crystron. This card, like, cooks Crystron quite a bit. I think Shifter does as well, but I would be more confident maybe citing Lancia in, because that lets you keep the droplets, which is really good on the Tristalos, the new level 2 guy that summons from deck. And you can hit the Garian Quandrax, so that's really good. 3 Droll and Lockbird. So I know this is a little like contradictory to the Shifters, but Droll is really good into the Mitsurigi Ryziel deck. Because they're just searching so much with Feral Imps. They start their combo with X or Bonfire into X or Saji search. But if they have, or Nadir, if they like it, unless they have the 2-card combos they need, Droll pretty much like stops their turn for the most part. So I think Droll is fairly decent going into like this format and the YCS. So I would definitely consider maybe siding it. I'm also siding it rather than maining it, just because I think if you're going to take this to like a regional or a YCS, running into Maliss, like I wanted the main deck to be optimized for Maliss, as well as any of the Ryziel variants, hence why Droplet, because Droplet is also just really good into White Binder. So I think Droll is fairly, like, solid. You can catch, like, Pure off guard with it as well, because if you Droll them and then they basically end on a detonator, you have like the means to deal with a detonator, so long as you can just play through the hand traps, you know what I mean? So I think like Droll is like fine. 3 crossout for this guy. Konami, I'm tired of this guy. Can we get him out of here? 1 Call by the Grave for this guy, and then 1 D-Barrier for our Thrust, for the Fiendsmith Ryziel deck, for the Ryziel deck, for the Mitsurigi Ryziel deck. That deck, I'm going to make another video about Mitsurigi Ryziel, because I think it's actually really cool deck, and I really am trying to learn it. And D-Barrier is like kind of bizarre into that deck. It's the same thing with Fiendsmith Ryziel, where it's like, do you call XYZ instead of the Ryziel engine, or do you call Fusion if they try and go for Desiree? Like, it's a little bizarre, because then they just do Aghanim Day stuff. So 1 D-Barrier for Thrust, and then 1 Sanctum for Thrust as well. Anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe to teambeige if you haven't done so already. If you're going to YCS Orlando, find me, come say hi. I'm going to be at the venue. I'm going to be playing in the event. I'd love to see, anyone who watches the channel and anything, and I just super enjoy talking to people. And let me guys know what you think about the deck and the combos down below. I know some of these were maybe not the most optimized, so if you have any suggestions for them, feel free to comment them down below. And yeah, this is Marty of teambeige, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.